Walk me through a little bit about like your last company, how you built it into a great agency. What did that look like, and why did you move on sort of from it, or what happened with time lapse?
Yeah, so I bootstrapped time-lapse starting in 2014. I moved to SF in 2012 from France, and I just like changed world completely, obviously in terms of like the business world and like being in touch with like a ton of entrepreneurs around me, like friends that were starting their own companies or being freelancers and so on. I just realized like that it's something that's possible. And of course there are like startups in France and so on, but I was just not in that world as much as in San Francisco. It's like around, every other person is in entrepreneurship. So I sort of caught that like, virus, so to speak. Always been doing it in my previous companies. I've been starting new product lines or training. Like I started like a training series from the companies I was working in before. And essentially just like generated enough revenue to pay for my own salary, and my boss was very happy about that. I was like, okay, I was like an intrapreneur, type. So I decided to go, out there and start trying myself. And I was a marketing consultant initially. I was like, that's my big idea. I'm gonna freelance. I'm gonna be like,
And this is when you were in France still, or you moved over to the US?
that's in SF, like 2014. I start like I'm a marketing consultant, and because of the fact that I was just very hands-on with my clients, like I wasn't just like talking about marketing strategy and whatnot. I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's build the website. Let's actually like get stuff done. I quickly needed to hire a designer and then a video person, and then I hired like a motion designer, and then I hired like a website like person or like fractional developer. And so organically it sort of grew to over the years to like a dozen people that was built very organically to answer to the needs of our customers. And they loved that they could have like a mini marketing team fractionally that could like deliver on not just like the strategy but actual execution.
I mean, obviously, like I'm a big believer in the idea of fractionalizing everything that's not your core competency, so including marketing. So then, wait, so then how far along did time lapse get, and then why did you decide to move on from it?
I moved to Denver 2019. I opened an office in Denver, so we have 2 offices now.
Why?
I had like 10 people, like 4 and 6, like 4 in Denver, 6 in SF, and then 20 or 30 like contractors that are doing pieces of projects and so on. So didn't hire at that point like really people to manage the team. So it was me doing this like sales and like managing like a lot of project management. So sales plus project management plus most of like the HR and ops and things like that. And it was like too much,
Of course, I know that well.
you know that well. Yeah. So I tried to hire in those areas which helped. I had a project manager which helped and so on, but it eventually like it sort of like I burned out a little bit like at the end of it. And then we had a couple people that were like really key hires that left, and so it made me like take stock on like, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to like rebuild the team, hire those like next like rock stars, and learn from like the last 7, at that point it was like 7 years, but like, do I want to learn from that last 7 years, or do I want to now like sell the company potentially and move on to something else? So I try to sell the agency. Like an agency business is hard to sell because it's like service, obviously. So it's a lot is attached to like the team delivering. And I had a few offers that were just not very appealing to be honest. Like there was no cash component and so on. And I had like over 7 years, I had built a little bit like of a war chest, and I thought, all right, like now we're down to 6 people. I have this money that's been accumulated in the business, and at the same time, like David was like starting the swarm, and so those things came together. Like the offers I'm getting are not good. I'm a bit burnout from this model. I need to move on. I learned a lot. That was amazing, but I need to move on. And I want to build something scalable. And at the same time, I had this opportunity to work with David on the swarm, so product and so on.